Hello, Internet! Welcome to Drip Off, where today I show my pal Gyro all of the drip that I have ever made in Halo Infinite. Now, he's dying right now. But so welcome to the funny video, Gyro. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, okay. So today, what we're doing is not an interview. We're not doing Machinterview episode 2 where I just interview you. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So today we are looking at my drip. There is about 37 different iterations of my drip, and they really only use 3 to 5 different helmets. But so today I'm going to show y'all my drip, and I'm gonna have Gyro guess every now and then what name it is. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we have this Mark V build, okay, on the Mark 7 core. So what we got going on here is I made a build that I think just looked cool. I don't have much to say about this one, but he does look very serious. So I'm just gonna. You wanna guess his name, Gyro?
I'm gonna guess. Ooh, I'm gonna guess Doc, just because I feel like this drip gives me like doctor vibes, especially with that stance with the little
The scanner thing.
reader,
Yeah.
the scanner thing. But I like what was it? Kind of putting my own lore to this character. I'm kind of picturing he's like a doc that has like some like metal to him, cause like he's got or if not a doctor, he kind of gives me like a like um oh, what is it, like a xenoarchaeologist,
Yeah.
like because he's got the elite, the shoulder pad, and then he's got like the covenant grenades on the other shoulder pad. He definitely is the type that be like, I'd fucking elite.
Well, you know that is a good like guess, but I named this dude Commander Cobalt for some reason. And
Commander Cobalt. All
Commander
right.
Cobalt because like I see Mark V as like this build, like this helmet as like this is a Commander dude helmet, right? And it's like, well, let's just call him Commander Cobalt. So it's like, yeah, no, I'm but I do like the xenoarchaeologist bit you got, and I might just change that. Um,
That's the vibe that I'm getting.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
hold on, I'm getting a call.
you're getting a call. Oh boy.
Hello.
We're back. Okay, so Commander Cobalt, pretty. I don't use this build a lot because
Mm-hmm.
I much rather prefer Mark 5 Zeta or Mark 6 or like any of the helmets from the what is it, the what's it called, the Mark 4 core. But yeah, not much to say about this one. I don't really use it,
All right.
but now moving on. We got this dude. Okay, yes, cat
Oh,
ears. Cat ears Spartan. Now,
he's a freak.
he is a freak. No, but so the cat ears, I I use this build basically like every time I log on because it's like I like the
Yeah.
big right shoulder supremacy, and then tiny left shoulder is based as fuck. Um, but you know, I only added the cat ears because Gyro was shooting a video, and I thought it'd be funny. Yes.
I would like to think that this one's name is like um I'm trying to like add like ooh woo into Cobalt, and I'm just thinking of like Cubalt.
Cubalt.
And like that's the Cubalt is the only name that I can think of.
Well, I named this guy Cat Ear Cobalt because
Just cat ear
Cat
Cobalt.
Ear Cobalt, and you know my naming scheme. It's like it has to have cobalt in it in some way, shape, or form. But
Okay.
Cat Ear Cobalt, this is my shitter build. This is the build I use whenever I just don't feel like taking the game as seriously as I usually do.
Yeah.
It's basically just a casual build. And people hate it when I wear this, so I'm gonna keep wearing it. But moving on to this build. This is my hazmat build. If you know me, I use like 3 cores, like exclusively. This is my only hazmat build, so I'm not gonna talk much about it. But I had to give it a name, and hazmat. It's like you know big bad stuff in the air. Like you go to like a installation 04. It's like he's got the flood all over the place. So I named him Cautious Cobalt because I mean, come on, you gotta be cautious around hazardous environments. So but not a build I use very often. I do like the Mark 6 Seaburn though, but yeah, not a lot to say. But this one, oh boy, this is my
Mm.
this is my competitive build. Very
Okay.
very bulky. I love the UA slash TT dash or T dash 55 shoulder. It's this one. Um, but
I just love that you like know like all the armor pieces by name.
I've
Like that's crazy.
I've scrolled the menu too long. So, and it's like I love scrolling. So, you learn a lot of the names and it's like, yeah, Mark 5 Zeta. This helmet attachment is so hard to work with though because it's like it doesn't change colors like the chest or the shoulder pieces or the knees. Like none of that changes. It's like this is the only like season 1 stuff that I have on this entire build other than the coating. But seeing as I made this build when I wanted to be sweaty, I called it Competitive Cobalt because I had to. I mean, this is a build I can see like sweats wearing. So, competitive Cobalt, honestly a build I will use like if I'm like doing a tournament, which I never do, or like anything like that. So yeah, it's
MLG Cobalt.
MLG Cobalt, But moving on, we got the Eagle Strike build. I have 2 of these. This is my first one. This was my first ever build on Eagle Strike, right? Because I didn't do the entrenched event when it came out, and because it's like I was busy doing other shit, and it's like I was pissed that I missed out on it. But at least I got crab shell, and that, that I got that far into the first Eagle Strike pass. But what did I name this one? Hold on, because he's a chunky boy. Um,
Yeah.
he's a very big boy. Um, but yeah, this is Chunky Cobalt version 1.
Version 1.
Version 1. And I
Implies that there's a second one.
yeah, no. The second one, it was very similar. I got the brown visor and all this stuff. I like Eagle Strike. I want them to bring it back, but I know they're not. So, whatever. Eagle Strike is such a cool core though, and it's a shame it doesn't like get more cosmetics. And it's just like, man.
Yeah. Kind of grew on me a little bit more. When it first came out, I was like, this is okay. But like the more that I see people like make drip for it, I'm like, okay, there's some potential here.
Yeah. And it's like I limit myself to like using blue, so it's like, I'll use Echo Blue, which has like red in it, but it's like it's on the back of the Spartan, so it's like I won't ever see it. So, I challenge myself to use different coatings on all of my builds. Like, not a single build that's like I made like has the same. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
how to word that, but anyways, moving on. We got this
Uh,
lovely fellow, one of the only 2 builds in this entire catalog that doesn't use blue. Now this is obviously a Christmas Spartan, which is why I called him Christmas Cobalt V1. This is my Christmas drip that I use, minus the gloves. I forgot to change that. Um, yeah, but yeah, this is my first ever Christmas build, and you can use this throughout the year because it doesn't have a Santa hat. You can remove the grenades and the gloves, so it's like it's a good build just in general, in my opinion. And it's like it's got the Mark 6 Gen 3 shoulders, which I love. Um, but overall, very basic, but very good looking in my opinion,
I
right?
like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
he's very cheery,
Very festive.
very festive. But this is version 1, so you'll see version 2 later. But okay, so do you notice
Ooh, I
anything
got.
about this one?
This one feels very like. Sorry, I was just yawning. This one feels very, um, kind of basic. Basic bones, Cobalt.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is Cadet Cobalt.
Well, I do have a build named Cadet Cobalt, but this isn't that one. This is Infinite Cobalt. This is like the very beginning of all the Cobalt drip right here. This is where it all started. See,
Patient Zero.
Patient Zero. This is what established my entire brand. This is Infinite Cobalt. I named him that because this is like the drip I used like throughout, I think, like seasons 1. I can't remember when the Mark 5 Zeta helmet came out. It's either season 1 or season 2 because I've had it for so long, and
Don't know.
I'm a
Yeah.
psychopath who liked playing SWAT, so that's why I had it within a week. So yeah, no, this is Infinite Cobalt. He's got the basic little tiny white. I like these gloves. These are good gloves. But yeah, no, these shoulders I think are from the Yappening, the first one. I could be wrong. It's probably from
Mm,
season 2. But all of this is like very old. You got the Dogfight Makovich coating, which they didn't add Cadet Cobalt into the game until like season 3, I think. And it's like, oh my god, light blue! I love this color! It's like, wow! But, I can see you thinking it's like a Cadet Cobalt. Um, but it's like, I'm a very big fan of the Mark 7 core. But moving on, we have this chunky boy. Now, I made this a couple of weeks ago. And this is... Gyro, what do you think this guy's name is?
ooh. Um. I mean, like, it's got to be like Juggernaut, Cobalt, something like that. Maybe like uh heavy Cobalt.
Well,
Um
I can see you thinking that. But, Cobalt Spartan is a pretty good name already on its own, I think. Yeah, I know I'm stroking my
yeah.
ego. So, I use this build very often now because I just made it. So, but this is Cobalt Spartan version 5. See,
Okay.
so I've always liked the SAP MT shoulders, the multi-threat. I've always liked them. And I thought, well, let's make my Spartan look beefier because, version 5 means I have like who knows, maybe 20 other versions of this one guy. No, he's he's just Cobalt Spartan V5. Very basic name, but you will see me like wearing like Mark 6 90% of the time because I mean it's literally the helmet that is like my YouTube icon. So, you know. But like Juggernaut Cobalt, I can see that, you know. But overall, like 7, no, actually 9 out of 10 for me. But yeah, no.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a great build. You got a lot of I spent money stuff on. You know, you got Cobalt adjacent. I love that coding. But moving on, we have this dude, right? Looks familiar, but you know, I don't really use it, right? This looks like Commander Cobalt from, you know, a while back. So Commander Cobalt, it's like you got the same shoulders and like the same knees, I think. Different utility and different helmet, obviously. But like this is, I called this one Calm Cobalt because of the flower. Yeah, I know. I use this build like maybe 5 times total because it's like, you know, it's just like a slight iteration change from like Commander Cobalt, but you know, it is a pretty decent build. I will maybe use it in another video, or in a video, but not much to say about this one. I'm gonna speed run through the next couple ones. So okay, you see this one? Basic.
Yeah.
This is Cadet Cobalt. This is one I told you about. Very, very basic. I used this before I started machinimating, but like not too long before, like maybe in August, because I started in September. So yeah, this is Cadet Cobalt. You know, he's got the the funny banished whatever. What even are these things? What I don't know what they are. Like on the utility.
Are you talking about like the thigh, like the
Yeah.
utility?
I don't know what it is.
Just
Yet.
looks like added armor plating with some
Yeah.
like maybe like grenades on the side or something.
Probably grenades for the brute shot. Nah. That's my headcanon now. But yeah, Cadet Cobalt right here. Very basic Mark 7 build with Mark 6 and the Mark 6 shoulders. I do have like the sniper ammo patches on, or pouches on, so you know. And I like this one. He's very basic, but you know, he can fuck your shit up. But this is Chunky Cobalt
Ooh.
V2. So
I like this one.
yeah.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, I like I've been growing into the shiny blue coatings, and this isn't the Fred one. I do have that one, and we'll see it later. But yeah, Chunky Cobalt V2, and he's just like, he's strapped with grenades and water canister. You can't see it, but it's like, this is the guy your girlfriend tells you not to worry about.
That's crazy.
I know. But yeah, no. Yeah, very similar to V1, but you know. Any comments, Gyro?
He looks like what iced water tastes like.
Yes. He really does. No. But next up, we have Cobalt Spartan V4. So, this is my current reach drip. You got the commander shoulder. You got the big Sur coating. I do like main like cobalt blue and just white in reach, but this is the closest thing I can do. But you know, and there is another one where it's just like cobalt adjacent on, but it's like blue and black instead of light blue and white. So you know, I don't know. But overall, like, it's a good build. I use this quite a bit in some of my machinimas. But overall, it's just like, I think it looks cool. Like, that's it. I just think it looks cool. God, it is already 3 o'clock. Should have done this at 2.
I think it looks pretty solid.
Yeah. Like, again, big right shoulder supremacy.
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds like a race thing, and it's just it sounds like a race thing. Like racist. Yeah. I do also have this in like black for being a very stealthy boy when I'm playing Duck Hunt on a dark map.
Yeah.
Yeah. But moving on, we have the first Mark IV build in the video. Now, the stance. God, that voice crack. Oh my god. The stance.
Sorry.
The stance has a lot to do with what the build is for. Do you want to take a crack at it, or do you just want me to tell you?
No, I got nothing. I got nothing for this one.
This is Clueless Cobalt, okay? And I wear this build.
Clueless Cobalt.
I wear this build whenever I really don't feel like giving a shit. When you see me wearing this, you're gonna lose. Like, when you see me wearing any other build, you might win. But then again, skill-based matchmaking will just fuck you over like 9 times out of 10. But Clueless Cobalt, very basic. You got I love this helmet. This is a great helmet.
It's a pretty solid helmet.
It is a very solid helmet, and a lot of my Mark IV builds just look the same. But yeah, Clueless Cobalt. Don't wear it that much because I'm never that clueless. But moving on, we have this is Cobalt Spartan bricked version.
I was gonna say, is this like reverse Cobalt Spartan?
Maybe, yeah.
Is this like a Bizarro Spartan?
Maybe, yeah. So, this is bricked Cobalt, okay? He's not bricked up.
No.
This is basically just my version 1 build, like the original, like Reach Spartan, but red. Not a lot to say. It was an April Fool's joke Spartan. Moving on, we got this dude. This is the Fred coating that I spent $18 on. I like the Fred stuff. It's probably the most worth it. But this one is... It has to do... The name I gave it has to do a lot with the coating. And for those of you who do know the coating, it might sound similar. But I just called this one Untarnished Cobalt because... Or Tarnished Cobalt, whatever. I can't remember all the names, okay? There's 30 of these, okay?
I'm gonna be real. This one kind of gives me like Fent Cobalt vibes.
Fent Cobalt?
I just feel like this one would be addicted to Fent.
Yeah, he's all blue and shit. Yeah, I can see it. But the only knee pads I use on Rakshasa, or as you call it, Rakshasa or something, are the type GRF. I call these the Griffball knee pads, and they got like a goofy skulls on them. But overall,
yeah,
this is the one I'm currently using. I'll probably expand upon it. And a lot of my builds, it's like big right shoulder, small left shoulder, and like some sort of scarf or whatever. Like that's the basic like Cobalt build, so not a lot to say about this one. I do like it. This is probably my favorite Mark IV helmet by far, though. But yeah.
Yeah.
Now, moving on. This is Cobalt. Actually, you can probably guess it's Cobalt Spartan, but which version is it? This is V2.
I want to say, yeah, V2 or 3.
V2, yeah. V2 is the I think this is the first drip I ever used in any of my videos. This is the welcome to the channel video Spartan, I think. I could be wrong. I could have been using the Mark 6 Gen 3 shoulder instead of this SPI one that you can't really see. But yeah, this is where like I think the whole channel started with this guy. I think I was using a different attachment, but in every other video I've used this one, so it's just it's more iconic, so but overall, you got a Rakshasa shoulder. I wish I didn't use this stance on this one.
Yeah.
But
because it like blocks the shoulder pieces and stuff.
It does, but it's got the strap chests and the FJ para knees. or Sap FJ if you're only playing Infinite. But yeah, Sardonic, Cobalt adjacent again. But yeah, very clean build, I'd say. I've gotten a lot of like, man, you sure do look like Church or something, and it's like, yup, I know. It's
I know.
I know, dude. The people tell me I'm so good at like imitating Church, and it's like, well, yeah, of course I am. I've only watched Red versus Blue like 20 times.
He's literally me.
He's literally me. He still hasn't responded to me on Instagram, and I'm sad about it. Anyways, moving on. We got. What even is this one? I don't even know. I want to say it's Confident Cobalt, but you know, just mark
Confident
4.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is the build I used when I got this helmet from what was it? Operation Spirit of Fire, I think. Overall basic build. Not much to say about it. It's using Cadet Cobalt as the coating, but yeah. Overall, pretty good build. In my opinion, you know, rare gold visor moment, honestly. Now this one. I think we can all guess what it's called. But do you which version do you think it is? Is it
Oh, is this like a version of Cobalt, or does this
is
one have like a signifying name?
This is a Cobalt Spartan build.
I'm gonna say this is V3.
Nah, this is V6.
Oh, V6. Oh, I thought there was only 5. Fuck.
No, there's 6 of them, and there's probably gonna be 7 here very soon. But you know, I love this build.
Damn.
I use this build on Chunky coating on Chunky Cobalt V2. I love this shoulder pad though, the big bulky one, you know. Come on, Google Docs.
You like your bulky
I love bulky builds.
bulky shoulder pads.
Like, this is a banished chest piece, right? But it looks like straps to me. Some people tell me I'm crazy, but it's like, please tell me you see it.
I don't. I just see armor plating.
Fair. Yeah, people tell me I'm crazy. But whenever I use the stance, I gotta stop saying stances because like this, I just have circle shots of the Spartans. It's the iPad kit stance, and it's like, yeah, I know, but I spent like $18 on this. Not my best purchase.
Dude, I was about to make a reference to a video that we haven't even started making yet. We just wrote the script for it, and I was like about to be like, I was about to make a comment. There's a quote in the video where I say, it's like, you brought an iPad kid to fight fucking God. It's like, well, that won't make much sense. Like, people won't get that reference yet.
Yeah, I'm
it's an investment reference.
It's an investment reference. I invest heavily into references for my fans. But moving on. Now, this is the one that you've been saying is, it's like, oh, is this version 3 or is this version 3? No, this is version 3. This is just Commander Cobalt with Dogfight Makovich. That's it. Like,
gotcha.
It's the same shoulders. It's the same everything, just different coating. And no, the visor's the same, yeah. Same. This chest piece, people ask me where I got it. I say, I spent $24 on the 2024 HCS Worlds Championship bundle. Like, you can't buy this anymore. I have a lot of exclusive stuff now. And it's just like, I remember back before Mark V Zeta was in the exchange and you could just buy it with Spartan points. It was just like, which, by the way, I'm still pissed about that. You didn't have to grind for it. And now it's like people are making shitty builds with it because before it was in the exchange, Mark V Zeta, like, every person who wore Mark V Zeta had a good build, like, in my experience. So it's just like, now I see it on Eagle Strike, and now I see it on Chimera, and it's like, heresy! You didn't grind! But yeah, this is version 3. I never really use this one. I don't hate the build though. It's a good build. It's just I like Mark 6 more than Mark 5. So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've gone through all of the Cobalt Spartan versions. Except for the first one, which I don't know where it is in here. But moving on. Now, this one, so I'm going to rapid fire now. This is Crafty Cobalt, very, very scrappy. This is going to be in a,
Yeah.
maybe in a series eventually. Next we got Christmas Cobalt V2. This is the one I currently use for Christmas. Not much to say, it's just a
Nice.
Christmas build. It's got the Christmas present chest piece, and of course the same coating. No one uses this coating for Christmas. I don't know why. It's great for it. Um, Now this, what is this one? I can't remember. This is a
Yeah.
tactical build, and tactical stuff. And I called this one Tacticobalt because it's got the ammo pouch right there, and then these shoulders came with the Anubis bundle, so Hitting Cobalt here. Gyro had to leave after, like, at this point in the video. So now you just get to deal with me. I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly. Not much to say. Sorry if you liked hearing Gyro guess every once in a while. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the video. Okay, back to regular Cobalt. So yeah, just Tactic Cobalt, not a lot to say. Um, I do like this build though. I used it pretty regularly in the early days of the game. But yeah, moving on. This is my first iteration. This is Cobalt Spartan V1. Um, you got the Sap MT shoulders and the Desert Patrol scarf, whatever. Yeah, this is the first build that I used in Reach. So um, on MCC, I never got Mark 6 on the classic Reach, but very basic build. It's got the Cobalt Blue, and like just the basic Cadet Cobalt, but overall, pretty good build. I still use this one from time to time, but yeah, not a lot to say about this one. But yeah, uh, now this build, the Mark 5 Zeta build, this is I want to say this is the build that I used in the wacky interview video from forever ago. Um, but yeah, this was like the second build I made like when I started doing this pretty much for Cobalt. So, very good looking. I like it a lot. Um, but I use the what one is this one called? I can't remember. This one is Cold Cobalt. Cold Cobalt. That's a hard one to say. But yeah, not a lot to say about this one. Um, Pretty clean build. Um, but yeah, moving on. Now this one, oh boy, I think you guys know that this is just the Mark 5 kit. But obviously, um, I had to get it, because I'm a church fan, and it's cheaper than the Mark 6 kit, the Master Chief Halo 2 one, whatever it is. Yeah, this one, pretty basic, it's just Mark 5. And Mark 5 is just it's the classic one, so it's from Combat Evolved. So I just named this one. Wait for it. I didn't name it something random. It's like classic Cobalt. No, it's Cobalt Evolved. It's a funny little twist on the Combat Evolved. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, but this next one. Okay, this was my current Mark IV build, but then I switched over to using Arden, and you'll see that in a second here. Um, this one is called Casual Cobalt, right? Yeah, it's Casual Cobalt. This one, pretty basic, Cobalt blue, same kind of stuff, All of the Mark IV builds I have use like Cobalt or Cadet Cobalt, so whatever. Pretty basic. Not a whole lot to say about this one. I do like it quite a bit. I like the shoulders and everything on there, but of course I'm gonna like my own builds, right? Who doesn't like their own Spartan? Unless you're just being a shitter. Um, but yeah, not a lot to say. A lot of these builds are just threw together like just one day in the customization menu, so But yeah, now moving on, we have. Oh, okay. No, this one is Confident Cobalt. I think I showed Confident Cobalt a while back, but I guess I was wrong. Um, this is Confident Cobalt. See this one is the current build. Um, wait, no, it isn't. The current build uses a different chest. But yeah, not a lot to say. Just a pretty basic build. I did use this one like pretty often when like Spirit of Fire came out. And again, Arden is a great helmet, so But yeah, next up we have Curious Cobalt. That's the one. Yeah, this is Curious Cobalt. This is using the Fred coating. No, it's not. This is using the coating I use on Cobalt Spartan V6. Yeah, this is if I'm not using the Wilhelm helmet, I think it is. I'm using this one, and not a lot. I'd like to say this is the second iteration of what is it? I'm thinking of it. It's Crafty Cobalt, and he's like, okay, he got better stuff for his Spartan to survive on some abandoned planet or something. I don't know. I'll probably make a Machinima about it, but not a lot to say as per usual. Um, but yeah, no, I do like this build quite a bit. It does look very good. And again, the type GRF knee pads. But yeah, um, now we have Common Cobalt. This is the current Mark V Zeta build. This is the current one at the time of me recording this. Um, but yeah, this one is my current build for the Mark V Zeta, and the flower is swappable with the Ace card that you can put on there, or the cat ears. This is just cat ear Spartan without, or cat ear Cobalt without cat ears. So I will use this one pretty often now because it's obviously the most current one. But overall, a lot of people have told me that they like this build because it's just like it's very clean and very simple. But yeah, no, you'll probably see me wearing this one pretty often if I'm not wearing Cobalt Spartan V5. But yeah, no, this one is just a pretty good Mark V Zeta build, I'd say. So, that this is what you should grind for. It's like, nah. Moving on, we have. This is Cobalt Spartan. I made this one like a couple minutes after I made Cobalt Spartan V6. But this is Cobalt Spartan. I call it Cobalt because he's chunky, but he's also a Cobalt. So, if that makes sense. I don't think it does. But this is Cobalt Spartan because it's like chunky and Cobalt, so pretty basic. I've only really worn this like twice. Not my favorite. But yeah, not a whole lot to say. It's got the big Sur coating on, I think. It does, right? Yeah, it does. It's got the big Sur coating on. I love the big Sur coating. It's a great coating. But yeah, not a whole lot to say. And we are finally on to our last Cobalt Spartan build. Crazy, I know. And this one is complex Cobalt because I named it that because it is on the Yoroi build or the core, and I never use Yoroi. I probably will for another video, but overall, it's like I don't use Yoroi, but it's like, well, I had to make a build for it, so you know. This is complex Cobalt, and you know, pretty solid build, I'd say. Yeah, I love stroking my ego. But yeah, no, this is just like a pretty basic build, and you know. Okay, no, it's not basic, but you get my point, probably. But yeah, that's it. We're done. All of my Cobalt Spartans, except for one of them, is out there now. Yeah, no, this is all of them. I said 37 at the beginning of the video. No, I meant to say 31 builds total. But there's only 30 in this video because I made a new one. But yeah, no, not a whole lot to say. But yeah, no. Overall, I'd say solid drip from me. And you can expect to see all of these dudes in the video one way or another. But yeah, no, all Cobalt Spartans, they're all here. You want to copy them, go right ahead. I don't care. Thanks for, if you watched to the end of the video, thank you very much. I know this was a long one. But yeah, no, pretty close to 200, so expect to see a 200 subscriber special when that happens. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, and new videos every week. Bye bye, guys.